Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to Learn to Read Qur'an. So, what are we going to do in today's lesson? Well, we're moving on as we would in every class and we're looking at our next surah. So this is Surah Al-Ikhlas. You might have heard of this one because these last short surahs that we're doing from the Qur'an tend to be the ones that people learn first. They're short, they're a little bit easier to get your mouth around. So maybe you might have come across this surah before. So as is usual, we start with the isti'adha, which again isn't written here on this page. If you need to know how to pronounce that, then please go to the appropriate lesson. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. And here we are on line 1. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. See, you guys are growing up. I haven't put any of the markings on. I'm hoping that you can follow the Basmala as I said it. Don't worry, I will be putting the explanation markings as I go along and read this surah now. So here we go. We have قل هو والله أحد. So let's have another look in my lovely red pen and see what's going on. So qaf, nice and thick and heavy, please, everybody. The lam is light though. Hu, it's that deep ha. Now this wow is joining up and over to the lam in the word Allah. And because we are joining up with a fatha, the lam will be thick and heavy, and the 2 count hidden stretch will also be thick and heavy. Then we have the ha with the damma, then we have the sharp noise of the hamza, the breathy noise of the ha, and because I am stopping on the dal, you know the score now. We pretend that there is no vowel there, and we end with this sukoon. So I'll read it again for you before we move on to the next ayah. So we have قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Let's go on to line 3, which is ayah number 2. And now here we are starting with the Hamzat al-Wasl on the word Allah. So the next letter is the lam. So because of that, we know our rule is that we start as if this is a true Hamza with a fatha. So Allah khussa mad. So again, let's explain what we've got here. Kind of explained it a little bit as I went through it. So we're starting as if we have a true Hamza with a fatha. It's joining to the lam in the middle of the word Allah. And because we're starting with the fatha, the lam is thick and heavy. And the 2 count hidden stretch is also thick and heavy. The ha is joining up and over to the thick, heavy sad. Because the sad has the shadda, that's why we're joining, but also make sure that the timing for those 2 sads are there in place. So you can tell when you listen that this is a sad with a shadda. The first sad inside there has the sukoon, and that's why we can join from the ha before it. And that's the one that gives you that bit of time to hear the noise to flow through it. Then the meme here is joining over to the dal. We imagine there's no damma, we imagine there's a sukoon. So we have from the beginning here, we'll read it again before we move on to the next ayah. Allah khussa mad. So now on line 4, which is ayah number 3. This one is slightly easier, nothing really too complicated in this one. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. So let's explain anything that needs explaining here. The lam joining to the meme, pretty simple. The ya with the fatha. Then the lam joining to the dal. The dal already has a sukoon, so it will get that bounce. It will become the qalqala that it needs to have to hear it. Then you have the waw with the fatha, the lam joining to the meme. The ya with a damma and a waw gives you a 2 count stretch. And then the lam joining to the dal, which already has a sukoon, so again gets that bouncy qalqala. So let's read it one more time before we move on. لم يلد ولم يولد. And then the final ayah number 4, here on line 5. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أحد. Okay, so let me get onto the red pen and show you what's going on. Wow with the fatha, pretty simple. Lam joining to the meme. Ya with the fatha. Now we have a kaf with a damma and a noon with nothing on. So that's the one that we need to pay attention to, really. So have a look and see what letter comes next. Hey presto, it's a lam with a shadda. So effectively, we miss out this noon completely and we go straight to the lam from the kaf. So that's why you've got kulla, who is a 2-count stretch because of the damma with the waw. Kufu, one. These two fathas are stacked, so I just say it clearly as I see it, and I don't need to hold the ghunna, and I don't need to see what letter comes next. Ahad. Just take off all of that, put the sukoon on, and you get the qalqala with the dal. So let me read it for you one more time, and then what I'll do is I'll just remove all of my markings and read it for you in a bit more of a fluent style. So we have وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. Okay, so give me a moment. I'll rub all these markings out and then I'll read it through for you. So here we go. We have our nice clean page. I'm going to read it without showing you any markings. So I'm hoping you'll be able to follow along, even though I'm not pointing out exactly what is happening. I did that earlier on in the video, so hopefully if you need to go through that, you can always just rewind on that. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. And obviously the isti'adha is not here on this page, but بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Good. So well done, everybody. That was Surah Ikhlaas. Keep on practicing, and I'll see you next time for our next surah. Assalamu alaikum.